Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Power and Glory. And we are live, pals. We are live. Joining us today, our special guest, the man himself, the star from the Café de Rene, my co-host. I am a co-host, rather, over there. Mr. Rene Dupree is with us today.
Bang, bang. King Kong ain't got shit on me. What's going on, brother?
I'm doing good, brother. It's a pleasure to have you here, man. And at the bottom of our screen, Rene, we've got first time meeting him, you and he, Matthew, the bodacious suave, Matthew Jacobs. How you doing today, Matthew?
Very good. Everybody, tout le monde ici qui veut que vous souhaite Monsieur Rene Dupree une bonne fête. Please wish Rene Dupree a happy birthday, as we are going to party tonight here on the Master Class.
Woo! Partying like Kennedys. Woo!
Someone wants me to give a victoire. They've been asking me to say victoire. As you know, it used to be called victoire here. And excuse us, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Roma has prior obligations today. I've been in correspondence with Mario Mancini, so we will see if Mario can hop on with us. We don't know, though, for sure. But nonetheless, the show must go on. And what a show we've got today. Make sure you load up on your super stickers, your super chats, super thanks. Ask your questions while we have Rene here with us today. So, gentlemen, a lot of stuff going on today. Today I heard that Mick Foley has parted ways with WWE. It's official. He's parted ways.
I didn't realize he was with WWE.
Apparently he is. Matthew, did you hear about this?
I just saw it, yeah. But doesn't everybody except Rene and Paul London have a Legends deal?
And Paul Roma and a bunch of other guys that should have Legends deals. Let's just put it that way. But Rene, let's ask you. Would you want a Legends deal? Would you want to be locked into something?
Free money? Nothing wrong with that.
Is it free?
Is it free?
I don't know exactly what you'd have to. I'm assuming Brett is under a Legends deal, right?
No,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh, that would probably be understandable considering the fact that he completely buried the chairman, the former chairman. I don't know. I think, basically once you sign that stuff, you got to like clear all your dates with them. And if they ever want you, you got to be at their beck and call. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not just that, Rene. I mean, you've got a podcast. You're a self-made man right now. That podcast would be owned. You wouldn't be able to talk about the things you want to talk about.
Yeah, it ends up being like an Undertaker podcast.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Rene? Because we know what Maven thinks about it. What do you think?
I have never fucking watched an episode of his podcast. Someone sent me a link. He had mentioned me one time, and the story that he told, I don't recall that. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just don't remember it. Mm-hmm. You know, the only thing I remember that night about he and I is that I had French Phenom written on the back of my tights.
Okay.
And he took exception that I called myself French because he was the Phenom, right?
Yeah.
And who was the Phenom before him?
Who was the Phenom?
Andre.
That's right. Yeah, he was another Phenom. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's like Phenom. So not like in a fuck you way, but almost like a whatever.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. But I'm not saying that the story he told didn't happen. Could have very well happened. You know.
Yeah, Matthew, we've got some news, haven't we, about the Undertaker podcast? About Michelle McCool, rather. Yeah. She's a Hall of Famer, I believe. I think she's going to be in the Hall of Fame, right, Matthew?
She already is. She was put in like last year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So she's already a Hall of Famer, but she was part of that. What is it? LFG show, whatever the heck that is.
Yeah. So she bumped out Mickey James.
Uh-huh.
Went on that show. All of a sudden, randomly, was the Undertaker's co-host. The world is on the Undertaker's case and saying, okay, this is looking like a little bit of baloney here. Yeah. And now news is she's gone from LFG and Natalia is going to replace her.
Wow.
What's I'm sorry to be a party pooper, but what's LSG?
I don't even know. Life. I don't know what it stands for. I should look it up. I'm sorry. It's a reality. I think it's like a reality show they're doing.
Oh, yeah. Kind of like Tough Enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Similar. So obviously they're like grooming supposedly the future stars of tomorrow and whatnot. Bully Ray Dudley was on there as well. I guess he's one of the coaches and stuff. We have nothing good to say.
More reason not to watch.
Yeah.
It's legends, future guests.
Oh, LFG.
LFG.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Big difference, right?
So Natalia, so she's under a WWE deal, right then, Matthew?
Hey, I don't take any Hart slandering here, so don't get on my case.
I'm just saying. I know we know Bret Hart is the greatest, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, she's on the current roster.
Uh-huh.
I have my opinion why she'd be on the show. Listen, she has talent.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a storyline for her. She likes to help. There you go. Case closed.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think Natty should be being groomed to be a producer along with her husband TJ.
It's coming. They have their own school in Tampa too.
Yeah, I seen the ring. Beautiful ring. It's like a WWE style ring. Looks really professional, but
yeah.
I think she probably has the itch to just be in the ring and perform until she can't possibly do it anymore. But if I was if I had any say in the matter, I'd convince her to just be an agent. And she'd be an awesome producer.
She's not ready. She's not ready.
She's not ready personally to do it? No.
She loves helping people and will do what you want, but she still has I want to be women's champion. Now that she's getting older too, she feels like, okay, now I deserve it. My first time, maybe I wasn't ready, but now you look around, Tiffany Stratton and all, you're like, okay, well, I can do it. Let me get my one more shot here,
Yeah.
How old is Natalia? Do you know?
I think she's Renee's age.
No, she'd be 45.
I think
45.
TJ's old. Yeah.
Can you Google that? You want me to Google that real quick?
Yeah, give it a Google. But 45 is not bad for a WWE superstar in this day and age. What's CM Punk, 50? No, I'm being serious. I mean,
she's 43.
43. There you go.
She's 43.
I think TJ's 45.
TJ Wilson. Let me see that. TJ Blue Chip.
That's kind of the peak though now for wrestling superstars.
She looks 45? Good.
Yeah.
She looks good. She has no injuries. She's a workhorse.
Yeah, TJ's 45. Yeah.
Yeah. They really messed up that whole second run of the Hart Foundation in WWE. I still say that again, Davey Boy Smith Jr. Do you have dealings with Davey Boy Smith Jr.? What's his name?
Harry?
Harry, yeah.
Matthew.
I've only met him a few times, but Renee, I know, has interacted with him.
Oh, shit. First time I wrestled Harry, he was 15. I was 17 out in Calgary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Guess who booked me?
Eric Bischoff.
No. Ted. Oh. Guess what happened with my pay? It was a bounce check.
Oh, damn.
I never let them forget about it either. Yeah, that's the inside rib. But we had a great match. I get to meet Stu Hart.
Yeah.
I got to spend time in Calgary. It was my first time on a plane to go wrestle somewhere. So I guess overall it's kind of cool. But yeah, Harry right now, I think he's over in All Japan doing very well over there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he keeps himself really busy, But Japan is a place for him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with his style and the way
Yeah.
Yeah, he's better off in Japan.
The WWE style, obviously, they just didn't know. I don't know what they did. I don't know if it was a deliberate burial of that new Hart Foundation when they brought him in all together. Because they didn't ever go anywhere, and it was such a, nothing like what the original Hart Foundation was. You know what I'm talking about?
Probably by design.
Yeah. keep him down.
Yeah, it was by design. They can get anything over. Especially with the players involved, they could have gotten that over, but I think it was by design not to get it over.
Yeah, I agree. That name can haunt you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
you got a super chat, man. You got the first super chat tonight. Look at that.
Super chat right here. We got somebody asking us right here. I'm going to bring it on the screen right here. Thank you for giving us that super chat. Mason, what is that? VL6RI. Any thoughts on Hannibal bashing Ric Flair?
Wow. So 1 week it's Marty Jannetty, and then boom, he transitions to Ric Flair.
Yeah. Well, you know Devin.
Again, that's where I first met Devin in Calgary for that Mat Rat show where I wrestled Harry. He and I, me and Devin or Hannibal are the same age. We're both whatever, 42.
Yeah.
But listen, Devin, there's no denying that Devin loves the business. Okay, I've never met anybody that loved, but he had to learn the hard way that it's a cutthroat business, and I think he's like a lot of us, very sensitive. And whenever now he has a platform, so if anybody does him wrong, he takes exception to it and wants to exploit whoever's doing him wrong and proving that he's innocent and he's not in the wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like Devin. I've worked for Devin. He's a great promoter. I'm telling you, here in Canada, he's one of the guys that draws the best crowds.
Is he still promoting right now?
I think he's not as much, but once that's in your blood, the promoting, because I've done it too. Once that's in your blood, that's just as big a high as being a wrestler, dude.
Yeah. Well, Rene, the last Great North Wrestling show was the one you were booked on.
Was that the last one? But Paul was there and Mario.
Yes, that's where I got the.
Is that where you? Oh shit! I'm sorry, man. I can't remember everybody I meet. Apologize, dude.
It's funny. I have a story. When I met Rene, like I was walking up to him, he's like, "Shit, are you a wrestler?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Man, you're built." I was like, "No, I'm not. Just a fan." And I shook his hand and got a picture with him and got a 8x10, and I bought his shirt.
Awesome, brother. Well, thanks for the support and glad to reconnect.
Yeah. So Hannibal. So speaking of which, so I just got a text from Marty Jannetty right before we went on the air. And according to Hannibal, he said anybody that brings Marty Jannetty on a podcast, he's going to beat up. So I guess we're going to be his next target for what he says.
Oh, you bring Marty on?
Yeah, Marty's going to come on. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, nice. So that's going to be cool. But yeah, what's he saying about Ric Flair? Matthew, did you hear anything about this?
No, but I'm sure it's something that's true. I mean, Ric Flair's
so when Rick did that podcast where he kind of let out that Hogan died from street drugs, right?
Yeah.
Then a bunch of people reported on, obviously, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Devin reported on it, and then Flair decided to attack him on his social media, saying that whoever the fuck your name is, whatever your name is, and you only have 2,000 followers, which Devin has over 500,000 followers.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He's like the OG of this type of format.
Yeah.
He really is. I have to give him all the credit in the world.
Yeah.
So then, again, like I said, when Devin gets attacked, like a lot of us, defective character, we're overly sensitive. And now he's posting shorts and clips out of every interview that anybody mentioned Ric Flair in a negative way. He's bombarding his channel with that shit. That's what he does, right? So, anyway.
Yeah, no, definitely. I can see, the business does make you very sensitive. There's a lot, as we were discussing off camera, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot that goes on backstage, a lot of politicking, whether you're at the top or whether you're at the bottom. Just ask John Cena. He knows a thing or two about that. We've got another super chat that came in here from an I guess Motley Crue, maybe MC Crew 78. Hey Rene, did you ever experience Michael Doot Hayes watching you take a shower?
I don't recall him. I didn't really see eye to eye with that guy.
Yeah,
he never watched me shower. That would have been really fucking weird. And and you're wearing, Matthew, you're wearing the shirt, brother, that inspired that. They're looking good, boys. Looking real good. That's it.
I don't think Amir knows the full story.
No. You don't know the story, Amir?
No. Tell it, Rene. Tell it.
Oh shit. Okay, this is from Paul London. So Paul London and Spanky were I think the Hooligans, right? WWE.
Hooligans.
Name? Or
I remember the tag team,
London, whatever. Yeah. And they had just finished. It was a TV match. They had just finished, and they had a really good match, and they were showering, and all of a sudden they could feel somebody staring at them. They just got this feeling, so they slowly turned around as they're lathering up and showering. And there's Michael Hayes leaning against a column, looking at him.
Yeah.
And he whispers, "You're looking good, boys. Looking
wow.
real good."
Damn.
Walks off.
Gosh,
So Michael Hayes, the free bird with his long blonde hair and tied up fucking goatee, staring at you, washing your ass in the shower. Yeah, that's a little creepy.
Yeah,
that's good, real good.
That's some creepy stuff there. So Michael, yeah, I've often wondered this because Michael Hayes, he's not married, is he? I've never heard of him having a wife.
Well,
he is?
When I was there, he was. He's probably since been divorced 2 or 3 times over, I'm assuming. But I've heard some rumors about him, but again, I will not discuss them publicly.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, he was married for a while.
Yeah, gosh, man, that's some creepy stuff. That fringes upon sexual harassment right there. That would be sexual harassment, would it not?
I don't know. It would creep me out, but I wouldn't go as far as like to write a report that sexual harassment.
No,
that's me personally. But
yeah,
Rene,
yeah.
Rene, you were there, right? And what is the HR situation in WWE? Right? Like if you feel threatened or someone's just fucking with you,
yeah,
it's like you guys can't do nothing because you're gonna get buried, you're gonna get punished, you'll get released. Like, man, it sounds like not an easy environment to work in. It's everyone's dream to make it, but then when you get there, like you said, it's like, Jesus, this is what it's like. This is what I signed up for, and you have no rights, and there's nobody there to protect you. So what the hell's the point of having an HR?
Well, I remember because we'd always have at every TV would have like a 3:00 production meeting or talent meeting, and then this one time it was actually the HR person giving us this whole spiel and shit, and yeah, but I never went personally. I never heard of anybody going to HR, even though they're in this day and age. Like my wife, at her job, there's an HR, right? And they have more power than the federal government. Those people, they can fucking terminate you like that.
Yeah.
But in wrestling at that point in time, and I was never one to whine and bitch and complain. I just suck it up and go forward, right?
But that's kind of what you have to do, though, right? I mean, it's not a traditional job. Again, I mean, you're not, you're a performer. You don't even get health insurance.
Yeah,
I mean,
walking backstage, in your Speedos and then performing in front of 20,000 people in your underwear, that's not usually your typical employment. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, so you can't exactly go to HR. I mean, you do that stuff even on the indies here, then guess what? You'll probably be blacklisted from that company too. Troublemaker, which I don't understand. I think the wrestling industry does draw the creative types. I think it draws people that are more sensitive because they are creative. It doesn't draw you're not going to find an attorney who's, unless it's in reverse, like Dave Otunga. But you're not going to find somebody who's a doctor or something like that say, I want to become a professional wrestler. It's going to attract the performer.
Well, I think it's rare because Mr. Harvard, Nowitzki, right? He had all the knowledge and genius and became a wrestler, but was he were people a fan of him or were they intimidated by him? I remember you saying like Triple H didn't like him.
I don't know if he didn't like him, but again, he was bigger than Hunter because Nowitzki's a big dude, about 6'5".
Yeah, and some girl had his eyes on him.
Oh, sure, because he's a Harvard graduate. He's not stupid. He's got brains, right? And now Chris put on some weight. He's a little chunky, but at the time, he was a good-looking dude. Good-looking guy. They were both from the Northeast, both trained by Kowalski, right? And, I don't give a shit. Hunter's a very insecure man. Mm-hmm. Very. And like Stevie was on my podcast and he basically said that one time he went up to Hunter and said, why are you being so secure of a position that you never can lose or something to that effect? Uh-huh. Like, you know what I mean? And right there you get heat because you speak up. But yeah, there's so much insecurity in wrestling. It'll blow your mind. And the bigger a star you are, the higher the position, the more insecure you are because you're scared of losing that spot with all its benefits too, right?
You think it's still there currently, like the same way?
It's always been there. It's always been there. It always will be there. That's the nature of the beast. Like Amir said, we draw like talented, artistic people, and they're very sensitive.
Mm-hmm. It's
and
always
what's
going
the
to be
most
that.
powerful drug in the world?
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah. And that's it. And they want to hold on to their spot, And a lot of these guys don't have anything to fall back on, which is actually an interesting topic. Let's talk about that. Falling back onto something else. Yes. So Rene, did you ever have any plan Bs in your mind if this business didn't work for you? Was there anything else you were going to do in life?
I'm incredibly blessed. I come from a family that my father invested in real estate, apartment buildings and stuff. So he already knew that business. And when the money I made from my first run, like first run of La Resistance, I sent it all home and we built our first building. And so, and now that my father's passed away, I kind of got the family business to where, I run the apartment building. So I always knew I had that, which was far more lucrative than any year of wrestling I did. Yeah. So I'm blessed, but a lot of people, especially young guys, they're, I'm not going to name names, but I know some guys that still owe hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS because they didn't know. They didn't know. They weren't. The company should have said. Now, from what I hear, they have a lot of like financial advisors and stuff backstage for the wrestlers. But at the time I was there was none of that. I remember going to OVW and Cornette talking about it one time, but Cornette motormouth. A lot of people couldn't even comprehend what he was saying, right?
Right.
You could tell he didn't want to be there. He just wanted to come on Wednesday nights, right TV, and then fuck off home and eat Wendy's cheeseburgers or whatever.
Do you think they pry on people like that, Rene? Do you think the people in the suits pry on? Again, I don't want to get anybody triggered out there, any pro wrestlers or anything like that. Do you think that they pry specifically on guys that they think, okay, this guy's not the sharpest tool in the box, so I'm gonna pry on this one right here. If someone shows an ounce of intellect, like a David Tunga, right? Maybe they wouldn't be so brazen with someone like that. Do you think they pry on those that are not as queued up?
I think Vince McMahon, again, I can only speak on when Vince McMahon was there. I don't know how it's run now. But Vince loves people that work out and have great physiques, are incredibly intellectual. He likes bad boys.
Okay.
So if you're a bad boy that's smart, street smart, and smart intellectually, can be on his level intellectually, and you like to work out, then he can connect you. Because that's what Vince McMahon sees himself as, or that's what he is. Yeah. Again, this is just my opinion. Don't take it as gossip or whatever. This is the way I see things.
Right.
But yeah, I remember riding with Scotty Too Hotty one time, and I was like, do you think they want us to spend a lot of money and live a certain way? He's like, yeah, I've always felt that too. Because then if you adapt yourself to a certain lifestyle, then you'll always need them.
Bret Hart said that.
Right?
Bret Hart just said that. I saw him in Vaughan, Ontario a couple months ago. He said the same thing. He goes, they want you to buy the boats, the big houses, because then Vince can be like, haha.
You become a slave. You become a slave to them.
Well, you know who else said that? The namesake of this show, Power and Glory, Paul Roma. So Paul Roma's story, I'm going to share. I'm going to be Paul for a moment here. Yep. So Paul was saying back in the day when they were getting that push in the early 90s, Paul had gone out. He's already said it on my podcast. Paul had gone out and invested and built a home in Florida.
Okay.
And it cost a lot of money. Yeah. But then something happened and Vince stopped booking him. So he went to Vince. He said, hey, what the heck is this? I just, bought a house. You said my job was secure and everything else and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so same thing. Paul had said, hey, it was all like he wanted you to need him. Vince wanted guys to need him. And it was a drug.
I've said this story on my podcast before, but I'll say it again. I was riding with Pat Patterson one time. I was 19. I was with La Resistance. Sly wanted to hang out with his friends from Montreal. So Pat picked me up and drove me to New York City, right? And he told me this story about him and Pat writing TV at Stanford or Greenwich. I think
It would have
thing.
been,
Same-
it would have
same
been
thing.
Greenwich.
Oh.
they were by the pool and they were riding TV. He said Vince had this big mastiff dog. You know, mastiffs, grand
Mhm.
mastiffs, big
Yeah.
giant dog that drool.
Yeah.
Like, Pat, look at this. And he had like the milk bone. And the dog would start drooling, right? So right before he'd start getting it, he'd pull it away and he'd watch the dog drool and he'd laugh. They thought it was funny. And then finally Pat was like, give him the freaking bone. Right?
Yeah.
What was he trying to tell me? That story.
I'm the boss.
It was like a comparaison or a metaphor. It was
Yeah.
like
Here
the
it
bone
is.
is the dollar bill,
Yeah.
and the big dog
Yeah.
was the wrestler.
Yeah.
And he wants to, oh, you can't have it. Oh,
Yeah.
you can't have it. Oh, you can't.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Pat
yeah.
was the voice of reason to say, okay, fucking give it to him.
Yeah.
Finally, Vince would give it to him. But see, Vince got off of making you drool for that money, right? Oh,
Yep.
yeah. How bad you want it? How bad? Watch you drool. And for him, watching the wrestlers fight each other and fucking backstab each other, it's like the puppet, that makes him the puppeteer and he gets high on that shit.
So speaking of that, we got another super chat from our valued listener here, Mason. How much of the bullying do you think was instigated by Vince McMahon?
Well, if you didn't watch Cafe de Rene last night with Ken Anderson, he was basically told by one of the producers that the administration, being Vince, wanted Ken to rough up Paul London because Vince and Paul had an altercation in his office over a maneuver, and that's all it takes. Once you stand up to the boss and he doesn't like it, well, then he'll send his fucking minions or his whatever to go after you.
No more 450s.
No more 450. Okay, that wasn't a 450, it was a shooting star, but yeah. Anyway, nothing off the top.
Yeah. But it goes to show you, because then Ken turned around a few years later, then he was disposed of because of the other politicking by, what was it, Cena, Orton,
and Sean, then Hunter. Yeah. Once you have those top guys, forget about it.
Yeah, no. A lot of people are talking about Cena now. A lot of people, this is true, saying Cena sucks. It's coming out more and more now. People are so disgruntled by that finish over the weekend. We touched on it yesterday, Rene, over on the cafe. But I want to touch on it again for the benefit of those who may not have been in the loop. I did find out that John Cena is doing the convention tours. He's already booked. He's going on the convention tours. Yep. For WWE.
And she's probably asking, oh, so WWE, yeah, because he's signing new contracts, so WWE's booking him.
Yep.
Okay.
Ambassador. He's an ambassador now. He signed a 5-year contract. So,
yeah, I bet you he's high 6 figures to book.
Oh, easy, man. But it's like everyone was saying, like, do you think John Cena had any control in the match? First of all, ladies and gentlemen, John doesn't have control. He's under a contract. He's got an agent. Hollywood controls John Cena and has done for at least the last 10 or 15 years. What are you saying, Bodacious Suave?
You don't think he was smart enough to put creative control?
I don't even think they would allow him.
That shit don't happen in WWF, bro.
No. That's the WCW only.
You think Vince learned his mistake from Brett with that? That's why he's like, never again.
That shit doesn't. That's why WWE is successful, because they have the final say on everything. That's the only way a wrestling promotion can work. AEW, the inmates are running the asylum. I guarantee Jericho's and Edge and all those guys do whatever the fuck they want to do, and look where they're at.
Well, I know firsthand because I've talked to some of the AEW guys, and it is them. They'll just come up to Tony and say, "Hey, Tony, I want to do this. I want to do that." No, yeah, okay, boys, go ahead, do it. Do what you want to do. And it's just like, it's insane. I never heard of a job where you can go to your boss and just tell your boss what you think you're going to do. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. It's a shame because we've talked about this. I think that Tony Khan is a nice man, right? He's a nice man. And he's being taken advantage of by a bunch of guys, quite frankly, many of which I don't even think deserve to be there, Rene.
I've said this on my show. I'll say it again. You guys remember Jim Barnett, the old promoter of the territories? Yep. Oh, my boy. I met him one time. My dad worked for him, and he made a lot of money with Jim Barnett. But Jim Barnett had a wrestler who was a booker.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Ole Anderson booked for Jim Barnett. And Ole Anderson wasn't well liked by people, but listen, people get on John Laurinaitis. Yeah, Jim Laurinaitis has his fucking defects of character, but and sometimes he abused that power. Definitely abused it. But you can't be the nicest guy in the world. You have to be somewhat of a fucking prick.
Exactly.
Especially when you're dealing with the egos that you have in the entertainment business. All entertainment. You know?
It's true. You got to be. I mean, it's one of those things. But like I said, I think Tony Khan, he has the potential. He's got the money. He's got the deal right now, at least for the next 2 years with TNT and all that. But hey, if it keeps going this way, who knows? AEW could be out of business. We got another super chat here from our dear friend Red Fox Punks. Renee, what's the pettiest thing you saw either by talent or from the office to someone else? The pettiest thing you ever saw?
When Charlie Haas and Jackie Gaeta got back, the day they got back from their honeymoon, Johnny Ace called them up and fired them both.
Damn.
And you know what fucking Johnny told Charlie on the phone?
What?
For better or for worse, Charlie.
Wow, what an ass. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, he's getting his comeuppance now because he's embroiled in all that crap with Vince, right?
Here's the thing. When it first came out, he said he was the victim, right? He was on Janelle's side. Then he switched over to Vince's side, right? Then now he switched back over to Janelle's side. He's doing Vince a favor because his defense team is going to just knock him out of the park. And this guy's flip-flopping like a fish.
Yeah.
They're going to beat that shit up.
You know what's remarkable to me, guys, is that Vince doesn't seem at all concerned about this. One iota. He came to court. He had that accident that took place. He went to court signing autographs. Doesn't exactly look like he's ill. I mean, for almost 80-year-old man, he looks all right, considering he barely slept most of his life. But what I'm saying is he doesn't seem stressed about this thing at all. Like it's not going to happen.
Because all she wants is the money.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd rather fight it, prove that he's innocent, than to settle, Yeah. And the only reason he settled with was it Rita Chatterton?
Yep.
Right? Because they instituted or made a new law that anybody who had alleged rape or a rape, whatever, they could come back and bring it like there's no statute of limitations or whatever. Because he wouldn't interfere with the Netflix deal. That's the only reason he settled on that. Or else he would have fought that.
Yeah.
He didn't want the headache. So he just gave her probably, I think she was asking for 11.5 million. They probably settled at half of that, 5 or 6.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if he's fighting it though, if he's fighting this thing, like you said, he could pay it. It's a drop in the bucket for how much money he has. So why is he fighting it? Does this suggest that he may actually be innocent of this?
Ego?
Yeah, no, yeah. Because it's fucking serious allegations there.
It is serious. It is very serious, very disgusting, very disturbing.
So he'd rather fight it and say on paper that he's innocent than to settle and everybody assume that he's guilty. That's the thing. When all these allegations came out, it's like you're guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but let's face it, you're guilty until proven innocent in this world.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
exactly.
He's never lost.
It's true. He hasn't. Remember the steroid scandal, all of that. He beat
lost against Jesse.
Oh, he did.
He lost against Jesse. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Over the royalties.
But yet, royalties. So, Renee, we've talked about this, you and I. You don't get royalties from WWE. You don't get anything.
No, because I tried suing them. I tried suing for royalties.
Yeah,
Jesse had better lawyers than I did, that's for sure.
Wow.
Well, Renee, I don't know if you know this, Amir, but Renee had something happen on the plane.
Oh, my head exploded. Yeah.
What?
Between you and I I don't know, but is WWE actually responsible for that? Because of your condition, and they still put you on a plane knowing it can burst.
I think they knew because guess who was on the plane with me?
Who?
The son-in-law, Hunter Hurst. He was like 2 rows ahead of me, and the trainer. Yeah, they just so happened to be on the same flight to me as me going to, because we landed from, it was Buffalo to Cincinnati. Yeah, that's the flight they were on with me. And then what happened when I had that situation with Bob Holly, he kicked me in the temple, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when he kicked me in the temple, and hematoma developed.
Okay.
And the hematoma was attached to an artery, and the artery was feeding blood to the hematoma and making it bigger and bigger. So after about 3 weeks, it looked like the size of a ping pong ball. It was just sticking out.
Yeah.
So the trainer that was there at the time, I won't mention his name, but everybody knows who was there, knows I'm telling the truth. He decided to operate me in the locker room, which is not very sanitary. You know what I mean? But I'm old school, so I was like, okay, fuck it, let's just get this fucking ball of shit out of my head. Mm-hmm. And he operated me. I remember Taker was there, Bradshaw. All the boys are like hovering around just watching this fucking operation happening. And he removed the hematoma and lanced the artery. Mm. Well, he was supposed to cauterize the artery, which burn the thing, right? Yeah. Well, he lanced it, and then boom. Okay, I'm good to go. I thought I was good to go. Office thought I was good to go, so I wrestled, but it eventually got infected, and then it swelled up to where it looked like the size of a softball on the side of my head. So, yeah, when finally in Buffalo, I was supposed to wrestle the Big Show, and when I think it was Michael Hayes, like, right, you good to wrestle? Like, I don't know, am I? And they basically said, no, you take the night off tonight. They schedule an appointment with the doctor in Louisville, the Jewish hospital in Louisville, Kentucky, to get this thing removed. So I flew from Buffalo to Cincinnati, but, I had to use the restroom, the lavatory. And as I was in there, they started their descent. Well, when the air pressure in the cabin changes, when you start descending, well, the thing fucking popped and exploded.
Damn.
All London was on that flight as well, so he can attest to it. Again, it's an open artery.
Yeah,
so
major problem.
Blood was just everywhere. The sink, was filled with blood.
Shit, man. Yeah, that's a lawsuit and a half right there.
Yeah, but being a company man, I didn't fucking say shit. And I signed the paperwork. The paramedics came on board and they said, listen, if you get on this next flight, even though it's only like a 20 or 30-minute flight from Cincinnati to Louisville, you could die of a blood clot. Something could go wrong. You could die.
Yeah.
I looked at Hunter. He just stared at me. I looked at the fucking trainer. He went like this. Mm-hmm. So I said, here, I'll sign your bullshit paper. And all of a sudden, then Hunter was nice to me the next week.
Wow. We're going to touch back on that, but we got a super chat that we have to address right now from IO Zip. What's one topic, Rene, that no one asks you about, but you would love to talk about in e.g. politics or conspiracy theories?
What's that club, the 764 Club? You guys hear about that?
Isn't that new stuff that Kim was talking about yesterday? The 7-6, all this weird
No. It's this satanic suicide fucked up club that's on the internet. They're on TikTok. Roblox, I think, is another thing that kids play these days, and it's like this gang of. They use sextortion to attract young boys. They'll have young boys playing these games on the internet and on TikTok, and they'll have like a decoy that's supposed to be a pretty young girl. Boom, and then they'll start chatting, and then they'll have them send explicit photos of themselves, and then they'll use that as blackmail. And then they have like, oh yeah, it was created by a 15-year-old autistic boy from Texas.
That's
and now
crazy.
It's this huge thing where it's crazy, man.
I don't know how this stuff doesn't get shut down though, Rene, because it's public knowledge. So obviously the people at TikTok and all these people are letting it pass. Whatever you see, ladies and gentlemen, it's being passed by somebody. All right, So, but
yeah, I'm glad he sent that super chat because that's something that I definitely want to start doing on my channel more of.
Yeah.
Topics outside of wrestling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for
I
sure.
mean, wrestling will always be the base, but I want to talk about other shit that's ongoing, you know?
There's a
Renee,
lot.
you know Nails and Vince McMahon, the situation. Like, you know about that?
About who?
Nails, remember Nails?
Oh, and Nails stroked the shit out of him.
But do you believe it?
Oh, it's a fact.
Okay, no, I just don't know if you knew because I met Nails last year.
Yeah.
And he like confirmed it and everything. Yeah. He gave me the details. I shook his hand. I'm like, I'm so proud of you, sir.
Listen, with Vince, man, it's either you love him or you hate him.
Vince, I think it's the weird conundrum is that Vince really did know how to promote well. I mean, he had a good team. Let's just put it that way. He had a good team around him. He had Pat Patterson, Gerald Briscoe. He had a great team.
His wife, Linda.
Oh, was Linda heavily involved?
She doesn't get enough credit, dude. From the business side of things, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Is she big on the marketing side?
Business? I'm talking business. Numbers and budget and all that shit. Linda's a big part of that. He couldn't have done it without two people, in my opinion. Pat Patterson on the wrestling side and his wife, Linda, on the business side.
Okay, so here, me and Amir had this discussion. Forget that you already worked in WWE. You're a fan. You're a fan today. Now I know you know these people, but try to picture who would you rather work for as the head person, Hunter or Vince?
Is neither of the above? Is that an option?
You have no choice. It's either that or you're going to hell. You have no choice. You have to choose.
Go to hell. Oh, geez. No, I don't want to go there. See, I don't know how Hunter is now. There's been a few times that he was actually nice, but I know what it's like working for Vince, so I'll take option B, working for Hunter, just to see what it's like.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
There's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer.
I not because I like the guy more than the other. It's just that I had never experienced working under Hunter than Vince. And from what I hear, he's a different man now. If anything, you think his ego would get even bigger.
Right. It is for sure because he's still on TV. He's still walking.
He's still promoting himself on all the promotional material. Yeah.
He was there Saturday night's main event right at the end, right before whatever. He did the voiceover with that whole thing, which, by the way, let's touch on that. You know, Triple H dubbed him the greatest of all time. He dubbed Cena the greatest of all time in that video package.
Well,
now, Renee,
company-wise, I agree. As a fan, Renee, you go. Let's see if I know my stuff, Renee, and you can say I'm stupid, whatever.
No.
I agree. I don't think he's the best wrestler of all time, but I think he carried that company really well and was like a very good spokesperson for the company. Poster boy. You
know, one thing with John Laurinaitis, he might be a scumbag, but he's a smart scumbag. You know, he knows how to play the backstage role. It's like 85% of this business is backstage, and that's true because you got to be a worker backstage. A car salesman. And
how come nobody ever, once they get released, just punch this guy out?
Who?
Johnny Ace, Michael.
Well, there's a reason why he was booked for a fucking signing and then had to get canceled within 12 hours of his the announcement because there was so much backlash. Yeah. I guarantee you, he was show up to one of those signings. There's a lineup of guys that want to beat the fuck out of him. A lineup, not just one or two. I'm talking a lineup, a dressing room full of guys.
I mean, I'm sure Daniel Bryan and the Bellas, they're not proud of this guy and having
no comment.
I wonder if it is the jealousy. Johnny Ace, is it jealousy? I mean, look at what his brother did. And it's hard to believe that Road Warrior Animal is his brother. Right? I never understood that. I mean, it must be a different dad or something like that. But I reckon it was just jealousy. He couldn't make it out there under the spotlights. So he went behind the scenes.
I'll have to give him this. He had a hell of a career because when the 90s, when WWF business was like at an all-time low,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think 95, Vince lost $5 million.
Damn. It's a lot. Yeah.
Johnny Ace was over in All Japan where they were the top promotion, and he was making $10,000 to $14,000 a week.
That's a very good job. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not because he was the greatest worker. It's because 85% is backstage. He warmed up to the Babas, Mrs. and Mr. Baba, right?
Yeah.
He got T-shirts made in the United States and got them shipped over to Japan, which made the Babas a lot of money. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because 85% is backstage. I'm a businessman, Rene. What the fuck? I can fire anytime, you know.
I can't believe he actually said that to you, man. Just
on a weekly basis. Every week I had to hear this shit. I think I have such a good impression of him.
Damn, I can fire at any time.
Anytime.
Would you ever, Rene, would you ever tell him like to fuck off in French? Like, oh, tabarnak, va chier.
Dude. I should have thought of it. No.
Were you worried at all, Rene, when these, because that sounds like bullying to me. It sounds like that was another bullying incident in WWE. Were you ever worried?
Perception wise, I don't know what I did. I had this natural ability to piss people off and maybe come across as arrogant. Maybe it's the Frenchman in me. Some Frenchmen have that natural ability to have the je ne sais quoi. We have a natural self-confidence, is what I like to call it, that comes across, especially with people in the States, as arrogant. Sorry. but yeah, when you get taken off the road, and then, you know, especially after WrestleMania, at that point in time, they released like 10, 12 people at a time. You know, they do these mass releases. You're like fucking flipping out because, you know, I don't have any post high school education, right? I came from shit. I was hired 2 weeks after I graduated high school. It took me 13 years to graduate high school, by the way. So, 2 weeks after I graduated high school, I had a job with WWE, you know? Yeah. So, but hey, it all worked out for the best because I'm on.
Rene, have you ever made a CV, Rene?
A what?
Have you ever made a CV?
What's that?
A resume, like if you ever had to write a resume for a job.
No, man. I mean, no. I've earned a living with pro wrestling since I was, full time since 18.
Yeah,
and I was scared at first to take that fucking step to leave WWE on my own accord, but I took a chance on myself, and it worked out for the best. Now, I made a lot of money. I made enough to fucking survive.
Yeah.
I invested my money when I was there, and now it's paid off, and I'm doing very well. I'm on the Masterclass fucking podcast, brah.
No, we're happy to have you here, and I know our viewers are too. Again, if you want to ask a question, load up your super thanks, your super chats, and we'll address your questions live right here while we're on the air. Matthew, you thinking of something?
Yeah, did you guys hear the breaking news that WWE broke the top 10 again finally?
Finally?
On Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good for them. I'm happy for them.
I did hear that. I heard that, what's his name? What's the guy? Here we go. A little bit of a sidebar here. What's that guy who did the documentary on P. Diddy? 50 Cent.
50 Cent. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently he's pissed off because WWE Raw pushed him out of the #1 spot on Netflix. He's pissed off. He's legit pissed off.
So WWE got the #1 spot?
I don't know how, but apparently they did. Yeah. On Netflix.
So they were #1 yesterday?
Yeah.
I know they got 2.5 million.
But this is post Cena, okay? I mean, this
is after Cena retires. 2.5. Well, that's worldwide too, right?
I don't think that's great.
No,
that's not great.
When I was on Raw, they were getting over 3 to 4 million people just in the United States.
What's the population where you live, Rene? Aren't you 2.5 people in New Brunswick?
2.5 people?
2.5 million?
No, fuck no, not even close. I think
smaller?
Maybe 1 million, maybe. If that. That's just in New Brunswick. So think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's that bad. I mean, I remember back in the 90s during the Monday Night Wars, what was it, 10 million in the U.S. alone shared the Monday Night Wars? It was about 10 million wrestling fans.
Yeah.
That's a lot that they've lost in 20 years. That's an immense amount. You know, people can argue, okay, people watch on social media and stuff like that, but I don't think there's as many wrestling fans now.
To be fair, dude, like you just said, I never watched your show, but I have an idea who majority of their people are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just from scrolling.
Yeah. You can, Rene, you're not an idiot. I mean, if I can figure it out, I'm sure you can. You were there. You can just read and look at highlights, and you already know where they're going and know the results next week. Like, it's easy.
Yeah.
You can tell where they're going by when you look and be like, okay, this guy won. Well, I know he's getting pushed. He'll probably go to the IC, move up to the IC division. This person's getting buried, so they're sinking down the card. Like, it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty easy to figure out. There is a rhythm to it. One of the other topics that came up today, we'll get to that Rob Reiner thing actually, because we talked about that off air.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Right. So, but before we go into that, I don't know if we did cover this at the beginning. Mankind, the Legends deal. Did we talk about that earlier?
Yeah, he had enough just to say I'm out of here. So I salute him. Hey, if you got balls and morals to say I'm done with you and I don't care about your money, hats off to you, man.
Well, you know why Mick Foley left the WWE, and I got all respect for Mick. I met him in April of this year, had a great conversation with him, great, nice guy. But I think the reason he left is because WWE, well, my Uncle Paul works for the president, Linda works for the president, and we know that Mick Foley does not like the president. So maybe conflicting views or something like that.
Is that why you left?
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just hypothesizing here.
Yeah, it said something like that. It was related to Trump stuff.
Wow.
Really, it was.
Hmm.
That's what I thought. It all had to do with politics.
Yeah, because what's the title that Hunter holds? Like in physical fitness or some shit?
Yeah, for the president. Yeah. He's like what Arnold was back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah, so Hunter officially works for Donald Trump now, as does Linda.
As does Linda, yeah.
Yeah, so they're in, friends. Vince and him are friends too. So, I mean, they have that. But the other sad news that came in, because, again, we want to give you guys everything we got here. We want to talk about wrestling, but everything else in between. Rob Reiner situation. I heard about this on Sunday night. Horrific situation in which their son murdered. I mean, he murdered both the parents, Rene.
That's heavy, man. So we learned that they were all at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party, and they got in a heated argument. And then later that night, both parents were found stabbed multiple times. Mm-hmm. And the daughter actually told the police officers that her brother was a dangerous person. And he's held. It was a $4 million bail, but now they rescinded that, and now he's going to stay in. Again, you're guilty until proven innocent. So majority of the people are going to think that he did it, right?
Yeah, I just think it's when somebody's known to have issues, they shouldn't be released, man. I mean, we saw what happened with that poor girl on the train. Remember that, Rene? When she got they knew that guy was nuts. They knew it.
Yeah, how many prior convictions does that guy have?
A litany of
too many.
Too many.
That's an example of the system failing you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it happens. Someone did write a comment here that caught my eye here because talking about Ari Emanuel, who does run WWE. Don't be fooled. My Uncle Paul does not run it entirely. He's being controlled by Ari Emanuel, William Morris Endeavor, TKO. So his brother was Obama. I forget what the heck is Obama's Barack Obama's old right-hand man, the former mayor of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. That's heavy.
Yeah. There's some lot of stuff, when you start digging in and you find out who really pulls the strings on these puppets. These are some, like I said, I'm not going to say anything, but I mean, these people are sometimes you don't want to cross these people. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
You know?
Renee,
Yeah.
you're Canadian, so am I.
Yes.
Nice. It's always good to have another Canadian on this podcast. By the way, I'm always outnumbered by these Americans. What's the promo? USA? What is it again?
Oh Jesus, you're gonna get me shot.
All right, I'll get to my question. The Charlie Kirk. You think that guy did it? I do. I think he's toast.
You do?
I do.
You do? You think the guy that they charged did it?
Well, you're gonna have to educate me then. We'll talk another time. But from what I gather, I think it is him.
Okay. Well.
Okay, we'll talk. We'll talk
later. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What?
Who's in your ear? Ben Hameen's in your ear again?
No. When I heard that, I'm just gonna leave it. I don't want to get shot in the neck either. All right.
Yeah. You have a million people where you live. Don't worry. No one's gonna find you.
Yeah. Nobody can find me in the Great White North here.
We don't want to touch that. I mean, I think Candace Owens is doing all the damage, all the impact she needs to do on it. I don't know.
Yeah, like Amir said, if you want a second opinion on things, go watch her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's good. She's solid, but I find sometimes, and I have nothing against conspiracy theory people. I mean, I like the conversation, but I find they run away from the question. They're just going to turn it on you to avoid the truth.
Well, Matthew, do you know anything about guns?
Very little.
Me too. I don't know fuck all about guns,
Mm-hmm.
but they claim it was an AR-50, not AR-50.
A really strong weapon, yes.
Yeah, which would be impossible to dismantle within seconds and load into a backpack. Would be impossible to run. The timing of the thing.
I heard that case. Yes, I did hear it.
It'd be impossible to fucking do that.
What's with the text messages? What's with the text messages and admitting?
Maybe it's to a scapegoat for what really happened.
But let's say somebody Let's say somebody was frauding you, text framing you through text messages. Wouldn't you show some type of emotion, thing like I didn't do this?
Let me ask you a question. Remember JFK?
Well, that's way before my time, pal.
Okay,
you've seen the videos.
You saw the documentary came out that proved that it was actually a driver with footage that actually shot him.
Yeah.
And it comes out all these years later that he was actually killed because he went against the fucking stream. He went against what the elites and what the.
Hey, every case is different, eh?
No, man, history repeats itself, dude. This guy was very influential. He was strong in his beliefs. He wanted to do right, but he was going against the current. So, sayonara, pal.
It's a shame because, like I said, when you do grow up, you start seeing that the world is run like this. It can be very disheartening for some.
Have you ever watched George Carlin comedy specials?
I've just seen a couple of clips. He's pretty
I suggest you go and watch some of them, dude. George Carlin stated, "There's a big club, and you and I, we're not in the big club."
Our dear friend Red Fox just said wrestling and politics are the same world. And I honestly agree with him. I say, at the end of the day, when you compare wrestling and politics, and actually wrestling is a reflection of what has always been happening in the world. It always seems to mirror what's going on.
Politics is pro wrestling.
That's it.
Yeah. Donald Trump is the president. He's at WrestleMania. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yep. Yeah. And if anybody wants to know, WWE is definitely in that camp because, again, everybody works for Trump in WWE. Pretty much. No. So that's what it is. That's what it is right there. Anything else you've got for us, Matthew? Any other news topics or anything else you want to discuss?
It's been pretty quiet so far. Oh, Austin Theory is the masked ninja.
So what? Who cares?
What did he do?
Well, don't you guys want to tune in and watch and see where this angle goes? It should be huge.
I don't know. It's kind of funny because when Vince was in charge, Austin Theory was getting that huge fucking shove, right? And Hunter took over, then he took the back burner. But now maybe when things are starting to like slow down, maybe he realizes, oh, maybe Vince was right. Maybe I should push the guys that Vince was. You know what I mean?
Maybe not. Maybe it's a slow little push, and then I'll derail you just like Karrion Kross. If Triple H doesn't like you, I don't like you.
Yeah. See, again, I'm not there, so I can't tell you. You know, I can't.
It's January, so it's kind of the high season. We're going into the high season to lead up to WrestleMania.
Royal Rumble usually.
So you need to bring some excitement in. So let's bring a fresh young face, blah 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 blah. But then you know what's going to happen? It's going to tank.
Yeah, but come on, Austin Theory. Who the hell is this guy? Anyway, sorry to be the party pooper here, but I mean, who the hell is this guy? He's the guy with the damn plucked eyebrows and faded haircut. Is this idiot?
What are you? I don't know. That's how you look at men here. I don't know.
I don't know.
You have a phone?
I think he was the guy that Vince was pushing as the next Cena. Again, great physique, metrosexual, probably has a few brain cells, articulate, right up Vince's alley. That's the guy he wants to promote.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens because WWE are going to Saudi Arabia. Their soon to be their new owner, the Saudis. They're going there in Royal Rumble in January. So we'll see what happens. I wonder if they've sold out yet. Matthew, do you know if they sold out for Rumble?
The tickets just went on sale last week with the ticket prices that I told you.
Yep.
And there was 868,000 tickets in the queue at like Ticketmaster.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently that's the place to be that day. Renee, did you see the ticket prices though?
Were they like the old school ticket prices?
Yeah, the most expensive ticket was $400 in their currency, and then if you convert it to US dollars, it was like $150.
Right, but WWE is getting like $150 million from the Saudi government for that show. It's a bought show.
Yeah. And Raw's coming to Montreal in January. And I think the cheapest ticket is 150 Canadian for Raw.
How does the North American people feel about that?
Yeah.
Are you mad at WWE or are you mad at your government? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, ladies and gentlemen, if you've got any last super chats you want to ask, we're gonna close this down in probably the next 5 minutes. So if you got a question you want to ask Renee or the Bodacious Suave or myself, do so in the next 5 minutes. I think we've covered pretty much all the news headlines. Renee, who's on the show with us on Friday? Do you want to announce that here?
Well, Friday will be Jason Sensation. That's the Jason Sensation Hour on Fridays. Next Monday, you got another super chat. Next Monday, Paul London returns, and whenever Paul's on, Jason Sensation will be on there as well. So you're going to laugh your ass off with those two on. It's always going to be a good time.
All right. Okay, we got a super chat. I just want to announce it here. What do we got here? Has Renee had any dealings with Rick Martel? Good question.
I met Rick Martel in 1997. He came wrestle for my father, and that's when I discovered the French Tickler, because the French Tickler came from Rick Martel. Big inspiration. Yeah, to me that was I look at him in high regard. He's the epitome of professionalism. Always looked the part. Always carried himself as a professional. Was a businessman. I have nothing but praise for Rick Martel. And I heard he's going to do his last signing ever event in New York.
Yeah.
But that's a guy who invested his money into real estate, commercial real estate. Was very smart, and it's. As a performer, that's the kind of guy that I want to look up to and inspire to be like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He was a class act all the way, man. I really enjoyed Rick Martel's work as the model and everything. He was
great as a heel, great as a baby. Go watch him at Strike Force.
Strike Force
as a baby face and as a heel. That's who I patted myself off. It was him, Buddy Rogers, and kind of Ric Flair. That's who I try to pattern myself after.
So Rick Martel should be in the Hall of Fame. I see a comment.
Oh, fuck. There's a bear shit in the woods? Of course.
There you go. Yeah, he should be in the Hall of Fame. There's a lot of people who should be in the Hall of Fame that aren't already there, but hey,
Well, Michelle McCool, she deserves to be there. She hell of a talent. Hell of a talent.
She truly is talented. I mean,
She's talented. No,
I mean, you know, she was right there during the golden era, during the attitude era. She really made an indelible mark in wrestling history. Sure, she did. You know,
and Drew Carey, he's a hell of a talent. Hell of a talent.
Pete Rose also for his accomplishments at WrestleMania.
Drew Carey.
Well, I mean, don't forget WWE is an entertainment company, so anywhere they can get press, that they want to get press. So getting Pete Rose into their Hall of Fame is going to give them press, right? You're going to give them newspapers and radio stations, and it's an entertainment company. It's not a wrestling company.
Renee, do you put Michelle McCool as a like Mount Rushmore of the divas?
I don't know if I have a Mount Rushmore of the divas.
Well, now's the time to think of one. Let's go, pal.
Oh, geez. You put me on the spot here. You got to give me a couple of days to think about it, dude.
Here, ask him on Friday, okay? We'll give him time.
Yeah, ask him on Friday. No, I definitely put one that comes to mind is Jazz and Molly Holly. Those are two that I right off the top of my head. And if Jazz is not hired as an agent to work strictly with what's her name, the black girl with the bleach blonde hair,
which one is she there now
on WWE? Yeah.
Oh, what's this? That is the one we talked about her. Is it Gargill or McGill or whatever?
Nate Cargill.
Yeah.
If I was WWE, I would hire Jazz to be an agent strictly for her and work with her solely, and because Jazz is fucking phenomenal. She has a mind for the business. Her and Ronnie are some of the greatest people I've ever met. And Jade is nothing but money. She just needs reps and needs to be guided the right way. And I think Jazz would be the perfect fit for her. That's my opinion. Take it for what you will.
Yeah.
What about Victoria?
Oh, Victoria is great. Yeah.
Okay, you're my friend, pal. I thought I had to cut you off here.
No, Victoria's she's phenomenal too.
Yeah. All right.
But Nora works there as a producer, which is a great hire in my opinion. She's just a saint person. But Jazz should definitely be there as an agent to work with Jay Cargill.
All right. Okay. So there you go. You heard it.
I'm all about putting Renee on the spot here because I like to think. But seriously, why do you think you're not an agent?
Oh, me?
Besides your smart ass attitude.
Did you just hear what he said? Did you hear what he said the whole episode? Did you hear how he? Yeah.
But
no. Listen, you gotta shut your mouth and be quiet. I don't have the fucking capability of doing so. All right.
You admit like you have knowledge. You know your age. You've been there. You could, if you wanted to, mentor the youth and all that and teach them. I am surprised. I mean, I know you're not interested, but I am surprised that they don't contact you. But I think it's because they know you're over and they just don't like you.
They're afraid. They're afraid of Renee's truth.
Don't be afraid, ne papa. No,
there you go.
I don't need a job, and I'm not a fucking beggar. I'm not like, please, I need a job. Yeah. If I have to fucking work at Walmart tomorrow to earn a living.
But you never made a CV.
Huh?
You never made a resume. How are you going to get a job?
I don't know what the fuck that is, dude.
In French, it's a circulant vitae.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, I don't fucking know.
You have to write all your job experiences, what you're good at, what you're.
Okay, I can fall off the top rope. I can take a back bump. I can make some t-shirts at the printer shop and 8x10s.
You didn't say how to climb the top ropes. Right foot first.
No, left foot first on the second, right to the top. And if you're left-handed, right to the second, left to the top. That's how you do it the right way.
We got another super chat right here. This one's for you, Bodacious Suave. When are you starting the 3-day fast?
Good question. Okay, so I'll just tell you a little bit about my story. I currently got diagnosed with cancer, so I'm currently a human with cancer. I'm like Renee, I eat 6 times a day. It's going to be hard for me to go right into a 72-hour fast. So what I'm looking at doing is just starting with maybe a 16, 18, 20-hour fast, and then gradually get into it. So I'm looking at doing it on Friday.
Okay, Friday this week.
I don't train on Fridays either, so I'm like, okay, that's the perfect day. Do it on a non-training day.
Yeah, yeah. And then Renee, you had some advice quickly before we close here about cleansing your body as well. Like you were saying to us off camera. What do you do when you do a little fast here and there?
Oh, the 16-8 fast. It's basically 16 hours of fasting. Give yourself an 8-hour window of eating. 10 to 2 is one, or 12 to 8 is a very popular one. That gives you 8 hours of eating. You try to get 4 to 5 meals in between that time and fast. But also, I mean, you are what you eat, and I believe nutrition is the key to all wellness. So green tea, lemon, ginger, garlic, apple
Seaweed.
cider vinegar.
Seaweed.
Excuse me?
Seaweed.
Seaweed. Are you still on the
Oh,
seaweed?
seaweed. No. My wife makes miso soup every day, and I have seaweed. It's great for gray hair. Hence the reason why I'm 42 years old. I have no grays. I got all my hair, right?
Pretty good there.
Cena can't say that, can he?
No, he can't say that.
I can see your bald head really clear, bro.
Damn. Which surprises me that he never fixed it. He has the money in the world to do it.
No, he's gotten the hair plugs. He started to get the hair plug treatment.
Yeah, but it's weird. Like, he never did it before. I don't understand it. He had all that money and he just didn't. But then again, some people don't care. Like, look at the friggin' what's his name? Prince William in the UK.
Yeah,
He doesn't have hair at all. He doesn't care. He's got all the money in the world.
Okay, well, let's admit here, three metrosexuals here. If we lose our hair, we're shitting our pants. No.
Yeah. Well, I already know what I'm going to look like. I just look at Uncle Paul. So I already know that I could probably pass it off.
Pantene Pro V Tresemme Volume. That's the shampoo and conditioner you need to get.
Pantene.
You bring it in, you let it soak for two minutes, you wash it out, and you put the conditioner in, let it soak for 2 minutes, wash it out, and Tresemme Volume.
And Gold Bond, everybody. Gold Bond and
Gold Bond your balls. Okay, all the guys out there, after your shower, get some Gold Bond your balls, buddy.
Yeah, again, we won't give a description, a diagram here, ladies and gentlemen.
You should know how to do it. All right.
Yeah,
it's not rocket science.
You should know how to do it. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to plug. I've got a little video I want to play here now as we close the show for everybody to watch. But that's going to be it from the three of us this week. Renee, thank you so much for jumping over and spending a little bit of time with Matthew and I today. We apologize for Mario and Paul. They will be back next week with us, and we'll do all this again. And then Renee will be live tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. What day is it today? Tuesday. So Friday. Renee will be live on the Café de Rene with Jason Sensation and myself. We'll see you then. But I'll play this little video now. Hang around for a bit. And Renee, I'll text you later. Matthew, I'll
there's one last super chat.
Oh, there is? Hold on. Hold on. Let me have a look here. Okay,
that's your guy, Amir. That's your guy.
Is it? Oh, Ultimate Warrior had the best flying shoulder block in the biz. Hit them ropes and flow through the air and nailed it every time. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. He actually did have probably one of the best shoulder blocks in the business. The Warrior was, of course, my favorite, as everybody knows. But hey, that's just my opinion. And anybody's got anything bad to say about that? Oh, well, it's your opinion. Whatever. Did you like the Warrior, Renee?
When the stars and the planets align, you will feel the ultimate warrior.
Brilliant. You're learning all this from Jason, isn't it? You're getting these skills. Of course
I watched wrestling my entire life, dude.
I remember that promo, man. I remember some of his promos verbatim when he did the thing with the Liberty Bell with me and Gene at SummerSlam 90 when he was talking about Rick Rude. And he goes, one is cracked and the other's a ding dong and all that. I remember all these promos, man. They were friggin' great. I wish we could remember promos that people cut today. I wonder why we can't. But nonetheless, let me play this video for the viewers. And Renee, Matthew, if you guys want to hang on. If not, I'll talk to you later. But I'm going to play this video now. All right, guys? Nice little balloon. All right, here we go. Let's play. Students, your time has come. I have decided that it's time to share some of my knowledge with you. That's right. Do you want to become a true legendary professional wrestling character? Do you want to learn how to project your voice, to enunciate, to come up with the greatest promos that you possibly could? Then you need to join me each and every week for just $50. I am hosting a masterclass on Zoom. That's right. You don't have to travel. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. I will teach you how to become the greatest character you can be. I will help you discover who you truly are. I will help you with taglines, promos, etc., etc. Join me for just $50 a week in a masterclass of wrestling character development. There's a reason they call us the masters of wrestling. All right, Bodacious Suave, you and I are going to close it out. Rene is retired for the evening. We want to thank each and every one of you for joining us this week. Unless anybody else has any more super chats, any more super thanks they want to give right now, if they want to ask us a question, we will do so. If not, Matthew and I will be back with our stylish co-star, Rico Constantino, on Thursday for another live stream. We're going to have a guest with us. At this time, I'm not sure who. We've got a couple of variables up in the air, but you will, of course, all enjoy it, and you're welcome to join us and ask your questions. So, but Matthew, anything else for us before we close here?
No, had a blast. Thanks for having me. Rene, thank you for coming. Fans, thanks for that question. I appreciate it. I saw the comments too. There was 2 people that just reached out for a speedy recovery, and I'll be fine. I'm going to beat it. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that.
Yes, and anybody out there who has their faith, please pray for our dear co-star, my friend here up in Canada, the Bodacious Suave, Matthew Jacobs, as he battles, as he destroys the cancer. Please pray for him. And I pray for you. We pray in the name of Jesus Christ, Yeshua, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for that healing for you, Bodacious Suave.
Don't worry, Amir. I won't leave you hanging. I know, I know I do a lot of carrying on the show here, but
really? Is that what you is that what you think, hey, Bodacious Suave?
I see the comments coming in. Don't worry about it, pal.
I see the comments, and hey, but you know what? It's a team effort, because unlike the others out there that we have experienced, the selfish, the petty, the egomaniacs, you and I are not in that category. And also what's not going to be in that category is when we bring the Masters of Wrestling live, because that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going live in 2026. The Masters of Wrestling will be producing live wrestling shows, TV style, in Southern California. As the details come in, I'm going to break those to you. We're going to have former WWE superstars. Yes, somebody said, first I saw this podcast, Master looks like a young Triple H. Triple H, yes, my uncle Paul, just for clarification. But we will be producing our own pro wrestling shows. I'm hiring the best of the best. Of course, yours truly will be there in action with my tag team partner, Gunjack. We are the Victorians, after all, the most interesting team of all time. We will be there, but also we'll have former WWE superstars on the card. You're going to be entertained the old-fashioned way, and you're going to love it. So as details break, I will announce where it will be, how you can see it, because we're working on a TV deal right now, but it will also be streamed on YouTube and on other social media platforms. But if you are in Southern California, we want you to come out and watch these 2.5, 3-hour extravaganzas that we're going to be putting on. And you're going to be right there with us, Bodacious Suave.
I will. I'm going to make it out after I beat the cancer. We're going to party, and we're going to celebrate in the desert and put on our tank tops.
That's right. And we're going to, and we're doing this once a month, Bodacious Suave. We're doing this once a month. These shows are going to be an ongoing storyline, an ongoing saga. None of this nonsense of a one-shot deal and it's over, and we don't know who this character is and why he's facing this guy. It's going to be very well thought out. We're going to entertain you. We're going to entertain you like you need, like you should be entertained.
So that's it, guys. You just saw the clip of Amir. If you need character development, trust this guy.
Yep.
He's got all in his blood. He knows the wrestling. He's a character himself.
I worked in Hollywood for 10 years, writer, producer. I work on the circuit. Also, I have, you never know who my special guest is going to be, who's going to teach these classes on Zoom. You never know. I mean, it could be any one of these legends that are going to be joining.
You think the Trumper bumper will come back?
Trumper bumper?
Donald Trump?
No, DT's not going to be coming back because he's not going to be doing he's not going to be at a master class of wrestling characters. No, Bodacious.
No, I just thought maybe if you can get him back on or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I can reach out to him. I mean, of course, we had him on the other day, yesterday or a day before on Masterclass. Yeah, I'll just reach out to the office, and I'm sure he'll be more than willing to oblige to come back on and sit down and talk with us some more. He was invaluable knowledge he shared with us, in fact, yesterday.
I didn't know Vince smoked joints. I didn't know that.
I didn't know either. I thought he was always wired. I didn't think he needed to come down from anything. So... Hey, you never know. But you never know which legend's going to be with me on those classes. And like I said, it's going to be $50 a week. It's going to be conducted on Zoom. And if you are interested, get in contact. You can use the email associated with this YouTube channel. You can leave a comment in this video. Say, hey, I'm interested. Leave your email address. I'll get in contact with you, and we'll figure out the details. And then...
Are you doing promos also?
Yeah, I'm going to work on promos with them too.
Guys, promos is a big part of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Don't trust a writer writing your stuff and you're like, what the hell is this? Like, at least get the knowledge of how to write your stuff and put the proper emotion into what you're saying.
Well, the reason why I want to do this, Bodacious Suave, is because I don't think that enough companies spend enough time trying to figure out who these guys really are. I've seen indies out here where somebody just throws somebody a gimmick. Well, that's not a character. I mean, you're not paying attention to who they are.
How do you do that when I showed up with my black trunks and white elbow pads? How can you give me a character when based on that?
Right. Exactly. What is this? Tell me when you're going live. Got something for you, Mike. We're live right now. We're live, pal, right now. Mike Blake Z. We're live. If you want to ask a super chat, a super sticker, we're gonna stick around for a little bit longer, I guess. Bodacious Suave, because I'm just getting warmed up. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good, buddy. I can go all night.
We can go all night. So Mike, if you got something to throw our way, if you want to ask something, sure, go ahead. We're live now. We'll also be live on Thursday. Yeah, go right ahead. Somebody here said go head to head with Vince Russo and JCW. Well, the type of content that we're going to be producing with the Masters of Wrestling doesn't match JCW. We're family first and foremost, so we're not going to be having any hardcore matches. We're not going to be doing any cussing or anything like that. It's going to be purely character driven, and that's what we love here on the Masters of Wrestling. We want to get back to basics. What took wrestling and made it an international success? That was characters, that was storyline, that was well thought out professional wrestling characters, and that's what we want on the Masters.
Amir, we should do a show on characters, like who had some good characters, or which character should have got pushed in our opinion.
Very true. I mean, I could list a handful of them. I mean, that should have been truly pushed, and given a greater opportunity for sure. Yeah, that sounds like a good one. We can do that. Matthew, you and I, we've got a couple of episodes coming out pre-recorded on Masterclass this week. Matthew and I did. You don't want to miss those. So make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the likes, share with your friends and family. Consider joining and becoming a member, because we're going to start going live on the members only section as well. When we go live there, it's uncensored, pal.
Well, yeah, you gotta spruce up your language, here, pal.
What do you mean spruce up my language? I'm not gonna lower myself to cussing, Bodacious Suave.
Well, I thought that's what you were referring to. You said uncensored, no holds barred.
Yeah, but that means topics that
we rip the shirts off, we come out, get the beer drinking.
Uncensored content. We're going to be discussing the topics that maybe others are afraid to touch.
Oh, okay. So who's the biggest prick that we've ever met?
Yeah, and censored. We'll give the name too.
I've been pretty lucky. Like there's that saying, like, don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
I've been pretty lucky. I'll admit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's some guys that are, you know, just quiet, whatever, but that's their personality. But
Yeah.
everyone's been pretty like gracious and took a few seconds to acknowledge and sign the autograph, make eye contact, whatever.
Yeah.
So, I've been lucky so far.
I've been pretty lucky. I have found some, though, they're a little bit, you know,
Standoffish.
not standoffish, just money grubbers. Even if I can understand if they're working their way up, but they've already been there, done it. They have money already, and they're still trying to accumulate more from people. And I just think it sucks.
I'll give a shout out to Matt Riddle. I saw him in October in Calgary at Dungeon Wrestling, and I was never a fan of Matt Riddle. Never. Like, just whatever. Like, I just never got into him, right?
I encouraged you to. I told you about Matt. I met Matt. He's a tremendous
guy.
I was
hesitating. Yes, you're right. And I was hesitating because I went backstage and I was like, he was there with Jinder Mahal. And I didn't go up to Jinder Mahal, but I did go up to Matt Riddle because Amir told me to.
La Maharaja.
I was hesitant. And you know what? What a good guy.
Yeah.
He is like your typical stoner and dude. But you know what? He's a good guy. That's just the way he is. And I think he just comes off as misunderstood. But he's got his priorities in the right order, and he's good.
I appreciate Matt Riddle because he speaks his mind. He speaks the truth. He's not a coward. You know, ultimately, bottom line, people who don't speak their mind, don't speak the truth, are cowards. Doesn't matter what people try and label them as, sensitive types, whatever, they're cowards. Nothing gets accomplished. You know, oh, Mike, we'll give you a minute. Yeah, okay. Nothing gets accomplished by people who just sit there and don't say anything, as our dear friend Symbodius said many times.
Do you know the indie wrestler Santana?
Santana? No.
No, I don't know.
Talking about Tito Santana?
No, Chico Santana.
Oh, Chico Santana, as our dear friend Jesse Ventura says.
Yeah. No, there's an actual wrestler, Santana. Guys in the comments, come on, give Master an earful.
Who is Santana? Guys in the comments, don't be afraid. Speak up. Who is Santana?
He's on TNA. I think
yes, that jabroni. Yeah, I've met this individual. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, this I have.
And?
Don't think much of him at all.
Okay.
Very standoffish.
I saw him here in Montreal. I just walked by him. I didn't say anything, but he's going to be in Calgary for Dungeon Wrestling next month when Jason.
This can't be the same guy. This guy wrestles for TNA.
Look him up.
I think he was in AEW at one time.
Yeah,
when it was slightly more popular.
There you go. Someone just for one of the half fake.
I do know that individual. Yes. I didn't think much of this guy at all. And let me explain why I don't think much of him. It doesn't take much to wear the clothes that he does in his gimmick and to play his gimmick. It's not rocket science. So people who don't put much effort in, I don't really care for. There you go. I rest my case on that one.
Yeah. So like I said, he'll be in Calgary and whatever. I don't know if I'll run into him.
If you run into him, please take a steel chair and wrap it around the back of his head.
Yeah, sure. And then you're my one phone call I get in the slammer, right, pal?
You wouldn't go in the slammer, because if he complains and goes in the slammer, then you can go on social media and say, oh, he was crying about it and he got me arrested. What a wuss. And then he will be forever labeled a wuss, see, so you can get away with it. That's why, because he's got.
You're right. I got Jason Sensation as my bodyguard, so he's got my back, right?
Yeah, exactly. Jason will get your back there. Someone said Carlos Santana Maria. Interesting. Maybe that should be his gimmick name. He'd be more popular. Yeah, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I think, in fact, comparison to him, I'd say Los Baricuas, Savio Vega were more popular than this jabroni.
Yes, was good call. Good call.
You remember Los Baricuas?
I do. 1997. Yes. Before, yes, there was 4 of them.
Yep, that was when the factions were the big thing. Yeah, someone else here said a comment. Yeah, no real pure heroes for kids and general audiences to believe in. Well, don't worry, because we're going to give you exactly just that. I have plucked the best of the best. They already know who they are, our talent roster for the Masters of Wrestling, and you won't be disappointed. They are pure characters. Every single one of us can talk on the mic. It's going to be impeccable, from the ring announcer to the commentary. Everything's going to be great on this one, Bodacious Suave. You know,
are you going to do the commentary?
I'm not doing. I'm wrestling that night, and I'm
Well,
doing I'm doing the Master's Manor on that show as well.
No, I agree. Hey, lower your tone here, pal. I know what you're going to do. I thought you would chime in and be so versatile and take someone's spot and talk trash to the guy in the ring on the announce table.
Yes, we are going to be televised. I see a comment come in there. Anybody, if you got a question about it, hit a super chat and ask us. We'll ask you live here if you want more pertinent details. Yeah, we will be going live. Speaking of which, here's my 8x10. If anybody wants to order the Master signed 8x10, I will mail it to you. These are $25, including shipping and handling. No, Renee's not on the show anymore. This is the Master Emir right here. Yes, you'll have this signed.
Rene Dupree and Fifi.
Great picture from my co-star right there on the Café de Rene. Fantastic right there. Yeah. So you'll be getting your hands on some legendary merchandise here. Yes, we will be televised. We already have 2 people that I'm in discussions with my tech guy. So it's going to be everything. You're going to have a stage. We're going to have a huge Titantron. We're going to have spotlights, everything galore. It's going to be phenomenal. The wrestling the way that you fans deserve it to be. Yeah, as I was saying, Bodacious Suave. Anything else you got for us?
No, I'm drawing blank here, boys.
Are you starting to fade?
It's possible. Hang on, I need some more Gatorade here. I think I'm on my 3rd bottle.
That's what I was going to say. Just look, ladies and gentlemen, all I'm drinking is pure water in this mug right here. This Le Creuset.
Boring.
This is Le Creuset, Matthew Jacobs. This is, you know how much this mug costs? Bodacious Suave?
I think $2.99 at your Dollar Tree.
No, absolutely not. This mug that you see right here in my hand cost $80. Yeah.
Uncle Paul got it for you as a gift?
Yes. Tailored. As you can see, it's the color of the Master's glove, my glove. It's the color of the Masters of Wrestling. It's our
Was that the one he was drinking out of? You were telling me back in like 95, 96 when he played that Blue Blood gimmick?
No. So Uncle Paul, first of all, this is a new mug right here.
No, I apologize.
At that time, that was a gimmick mug that Uncle Paul was drinking from. So now he doesn't drink from these mugs anymore. I don't know. Like I said, I speak to him rarely these days. I'll text him. I'll shoot him an idea. I'll tell him something. I'll complain.
You should send him an 8x10 to the WWE headquarters.
I think I will. Hey, viewers, what do you think? I should send this 8x10, the Master Emir, to the headquarters of WWE? I think that's a good idea. I think I should do that, Bodacious Suave.
The stamp you put on the envelope should be a middle finger. How about that?
No, the stamp I put on there will be the big M for the Masters of Wrestling. Hot
you
and heavy.
Have one. You got one made?
Our logo is right here on the screen, Bodacious Suave. It's all coming down the pike. We're going full steam ahead, blazing right through 2026. Man, you want competition? You want competition in the world of professional wrestling? It's coming to you through the Masters of Wrestling.
We can't do that in Canada. We just have like our Canadian flag on as a stamp.
Well, I'm gonna. You know how I seal my envelopes, Bodacious Suave? I seal them with wax.
I was gonna say you don't do the. I know that you got your whole. I don't know what you got. All this equipment you have back there, your productions, your screens, your lamps.
I want
special vitamin waters.
I do. I have it all. I want to give a thanks to Mike Blakesley. Thank you, Blakesley. $5 super thanks. Thank you. We appreciate it. All your donations help us here on the Masters of Wrestling. We greatly appreciate that. And the super chats. It keeps fuel for us to continue moving forward as we do these productions, as we bring in guests, as we do live streams with you. We greatly appreciate that. We survive based upon these. So thank you so much for that,
we will
Mike.
Always give you a shout out. We want you part of the family. And we're here to have a good time with all you guys, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And we've got a loyal fan base here, Bodacious Suave, and I respect, just like Bret Hart said, I respect my fans. I respect our supporters immensely. This is why we do it. Yeah.
So the saying, what Master Emir is saying is Bret Hart says, and I believe it. I really, really believe it. And it goes to this show. So guys, if you're listening, Bret Hart says, hold on to your fans as long as you can.
Yeah.
Because they'll take you as far as you can go.
Yep.
And if you guys keep listening and whatever, that helps us, and we'll always be there, answer your questions, whatever, be there, support you, encouragement, whatever you need.
Yeah, we want to give you the absolute best. We want to give you informative information, but we want to entertain you at the same time. We believe that pro wrestling is an entertainment first and foremost, and we want to bring that and splice it into what we deliver you each and every week here on our podcast. And thank you, Mike, for being here since day one. You know, another one of our fans here, Gunther, made me hate WWE again. Wow. I mean, that's yeah. I can see why. I
agree with you. A lot, you know, you'll make a lot of friends with that saying because it's true. I mean, WWE is going down the tubes, but guys, I really mean it. Like, if we're all a family here, you know, we all have issues. You know, I got cancer going on, but you know, don't be shy to tell your story too, and we'll encourage you guys. And you guys have a voice too on the show. You know.
Yeah, we want to encourage you as well.
I'm tired of listening to Amir speak. So.
He's not. He loves the illustrious tones that come out of my mouth, and yeah, no, he trust me, ladies and gentlemen. He does appreciate everything, the wisdom that I bestow upon him, and you know, but well, we do. We appreciate the wisdom that you bestow upon us, and we want to always encourage you to write us your comments. Leave us comments. If you got a question, accompany that with a super chat so we can address it and give you a shout out. Now, I did have one from, I'm going to address it right now because I forgot earlier because Paul is not with us, but we did get a super chat over the weekend, in fact, and it was attached to one of the videos. I'm just going to read it now. If we can, Matthew, perhaps kind of address it, and then we will again with Paul Roma.
Yeah.
It was the super chat here that came in. I would like to ask Paul what his relationship like with Jim Powers, who was his favorite partner and who was his favorite booker. Now, this was from Ahmed. So Ahmed, obviously Paul is not with us today, but we will address this on the live with Paul Roma next week. So don't worry, we have not forgotten about you. We do not forget about the questions from our viewers. We respect and we love you guys.
What do you think? What do you think his answer would be?
Best partner? I mean, I think off the bat, I'd say Hercules. I know him and Ray were very, very close. And God bless you too, Mike. I think they're very, very close. And I think you'd have to say that. Booker, I don't know. That would be a Paul Roma question. I don't want to hypothesize with that. What about you? Who do you think his favorite tag team was? Was it Pretty Wonderful? Paul Orndorff? Was it Hercules, Power and Glory, or was it Jimmy Powers, Young Stallions?
Well, actually, you caught me off guard with Mr. Wonderful. But
and then I'm going to go back to Gunther because I want to bury him a little bit more.
Do we have enough time?
We got a few. We got.
I think it's going to be Hercules just because they were actually close friends.
Hercules, yeah.
I don't think there was any beef. I mean, you would know there was no beef between Jim Powers and him. They were just different characters,
right?
Different people, right? But
yeah,
they were okay. Mr. Wonderful, I don't know anything about their WCW run. I don't know. I agree, Mike. I agree. Paul Roma, best dropkick in the business. Go watch SummerSlam 1990. The standing drop kick to Ricky Steamboat. Oh my God.
SummerSlam 91. Let me correct you there, Bodacious Suave. SummerSlam 91.
I was just testing you, pal. It was just a test.
We'll have Paul London on to discuss all that. I reached out to Paul London this morning, in fact, so maybe he'll be the one to join us on Thursday because we got a few names up in the air for Thursday. That'd be interesting to talk about with Paul because I know Paul loves. I know that Paul loves Power and Glory. So
I'll tell you guys a story. I was with Paul London in where were we? Peabody, Massachusetts last year, June. This is not a lie. This is because you were just starting your podcast and you had Roma on your stuff and you were doing stuff with that charity there.
Yep. St. Jude's.
There you go. Yes. So you know I'm not a liar. We were in his hotel room watching Power and Glory matches till like 3 a.m.
That's man. They had some great matches, man. They were coming out hot and heavy. Power and Glory. Just another example of how WWE, if you're creative, because Paul came up with Power and Glory, ladies and gentlemen. He was the one who invented the name, everything, look, and everything else. So Paul Roma came up with that. And then look what happened subsequently. They were jealous. It wasn't their idea, and they squashed it. This is one of the many reasons why I don't want to work for Uncle Paul. And I've stated it publicly now, and I'm not afraid to say that. I don't want to work for Uncle Paul because I don't want to be trapped in a box, in a bubble, and I don't want everything I've worked for outside of it to be taken over by someone else. Yes, that's a lot of power plexus.
This guy's great, eh? Red Fox Punk. I
Yes.
just want to say you are great, and welcome to the family. Mike Blakesley, also welcome to the family. I'm getting entertained by your chats here. This is great stuff. They're obviously knowledgeable.
Yes, they are. They're very knowledgeable, our fans here. And that's why they join the Masters of Wrestling. This is where the Masters hang out, So speaking of which, everybody watching now, if you haven't already, Powerplex that subscribe button, hit the like, share it with your friends and family. Get the word out. Get the word out. I want us to hit over 10,000 subscribers. And I know it's a big task because I want to do it before January the 1st. It's a monumental task. We have to pull in, 7,000 or so subscribers, but I know we can do it with your help. So I'm asking all of our viewers out there, make sure you share it on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, tell your friends, just feed it to them. Feed them the Masters of Wrestling.
Amir, you call me every day. You tell me you have nothing to do and you're bored. Why don't you just go door to door and promote yourself in California? You can get to 7,000 in 2 weeks.
Listen, Bodacious Suave, and we got another super chat, and we'll get back to that right now. Okay, will you guys be at any upcoming conventions? Great question, Drago. Matthew, what we may be, I'm sure you and I will be at 80s Con in May in Montreal. We're not.
Oh, well, sorry. I will be at it's not 80s Con though. That's not what it's going to be called this year. Okay. Hang on,
viewers, because I believe we will be there. It's Legends Mania
in Gatineau, Quebec.
Yep.
May 26th.
Yeah, May 26th. The Bodacious Suave.
Gatineau, Quebec. I will be at this one.
Yep.
I am going to Calgary next month for Dungeon Wrestling, but that's just see my Uncle Brett.
We will be there though, Bodacious Suave. So in May, I know we will be there. So look for us there. I will definitely be there. I may even be on that card that night. That's to be decided. We don't know for sure yet. Some logistics, but I know that Bodacious Suave and I will definitely be attending that event. Maybe we'll have our own booth at that event, Bodacious Suave. That's something you and I need to look at.
Well, we could ask the fans what we've been talking about the last 2 weeks of our idea. What do they think?
Right. Well, actually, Bodacious Suave and I were talking about taking this on the road. Yep. Partnering with, obviously, my partner over there on the Cafe de Rene Dupree, Jason Sensation, myself, the Bodacious Suave, and maybe Paul London, if he's got some time to come with us. We're talking about taking doing a stage show of the two podcasts together live on stage. So we're considering doing that. We're looking at some potential venues in 2026. A lot of huge things are going to be happening in 2026, Bodacious Suave.
Yeah, yes. Sorry, I got cut off by that. I was thinking, and then that just came in. Yes, Indianapolis. That's true. That's a big event in March. Yeah, don't worry, I'm not a fool. I usually go to these conventions and drive across the world. And
I've been telling everybody, but I've been telling about the Bodacious Suave. What I've been telling you, I've told him he needs to charge people to bring him to these conventions now. We've got to be charging these bookers, these promoters. They got to be paying top dollar to have us there, Bodacious Suave.
Well, Maddie D4033. Well, come say hi. I won't be hard to find. I'll be wearing the Rougeau the Rougeau tights on that day, most likely.
He's going to be wearing the Rougeau tights. I will be dressed in full master gear on that day. I'll be ready for some action, ready to battle somebody, ready to crush some of those Canadians, Bodacious Suave.
Yeah.
You've got to be scouting those tag teams up there right now, because I'm coming up there with my tag team partner. The Victorians are going to dominate Canada.
I hate to say this, but the Canadian talent doesn't really impress me right now.
Well, we're gonna make them lace up their bootstraps, because once I get up there, once the Victorians get up there, myself, Gunjack, and Miss Deeds, we're gonna show them a thing or two. We're gonna teach them a lesson.
You're not bringing any weapons though, right? I mean,
We don't need
Canada.
weapons. Now I know I do fencing here, right? Gunjack does archery, right?
Well, with the name Gunjack, it kind of worries me. Like, we can't let this civilian into my country with a name like that.
He's not a civilian. He's an
Citizen?
aristocrat. He's an aristocrat, much like myself.
I can't even spell that. What the hell is that?
It's an aristocrat. He's a man of means.
Nobody knows what you're saying.
Yes, they do. Viewers, you know what I'm saying. I'm an aristocrat. You know, I come from the old country, right?
Yeah.
My uncle Paul forgot about this. Fortunately, my mother Lynn kept the family lineage alive. You know, so hey, we've got a comment right here. What is this? A marquee? Yes, marquee indeed. A marquee match. It will be a marquee occasion up there in Canada. We will have.
Yeah. The card hasn't been is not officially like done. There's still no matches have been determined, but there's guest talent that are going to be there doing autographs and all that. So come on down,
including us, Bodacious Suave.
But they're not letting you in the building. Come on, what are you talking about?
Listen, Bodacious Suave, I was there last year. I watched.
Well, you know what? I'm going to give you your 2 minutes of fame here. People don't know this about you, Amir. Okay. Why don't you tell them your experience from last year in Gatineau? Yes. What did you do?
Last year in Gatineau, I accompanied my dear friend whom I just texted a moment ago. He texted me today. He's in New York right now. WWE Hall of Famer, Luke the Bushwhacker. So at the event last year, I walked down with Luke the Bushwhacker. I accompanied to the ring in the Battle Royal. This year, I'm going to be in the Battle Royal this year. And you know who's going to take the victory, Bodacious Suave?
No, I don't. Please inform me.
You're looking at him. You're looking at him.
No cheating.
And when I win, I'm going to remind everybody in Canada of the old country, of the United Kingdom. And I'm also going to remind them of the United States at the same time.
You should. That's the best way to get heat.
Yeah. I don't need to. I just need to walk down the aisle, and they know they could smell the class, the arrogance, the arrogance.
Garbage?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
No, it's no garbage. I only use the best of the best when it comes.
Do you remember the arrogance spray, Rick Martel?
Yes, I do. That's why I said that. Yeah.
Okay, smart ass. Do you have any do you have any idea what was coming out of it? Do you have any idea?
I presume just water.
Damn it. Yeah, you're right. You got it. Damn.
Oh, man. Any more super chats? Super thanks. You want to come in here? We may as well go to the top of the hour, Bodacious Suave, so we'll be here for a little bit longer. Anyone else with a super chat, super sticker, want to ask a question, want us to give a shout out or answer something live on the air, please do so as we can continue here. This has been an absolute blast. Yeah, I think the event in Canada is going to be a pretty big deal, Bodacious Suave.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, like I said, I got cancer right now. So I'm looking forward to going to Calgary with Jason Sensation. And then I begin my chemo, it looks like mid-January.
Mm-hmm.
And then good news is it's only like a month of treatment. And then I should be ready to rock and roll by beginning of March. And then I'm back to, that's what they're presuming. So perfect time. Let all the conventions start back up again and ready to roll. And then May comes around and work on my body, work on my tan. My hair, got to fix the little,
the little pink streak right there.
There you go, baby pal. And,
yeah.
2026 will be good. Little bump in the road, but I'm going to get past all this and we'll make it. And yeah, if we can go live in a town, wherever, Aurora, Illinois, here we come. And
Aurora, Illinois, or wherever, East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Okay, I got you.
What?
Shaker Heights, Ohio.
That's the hometown of the Beverly Brothers.
True story. When I was with Paul London in Peabody, Massachusetts, so the ring announcer, she came up to Paul London one. We were like before the show, we're just like goofing off, And she's like, how do I introduce you? Like, what's your introduction? And blah, blah, blah. Do I say former this? And so I'm like, Paul, say you're from Shaker Heights, Ohio. He laughed. He goes, no, he goes, I can't do that in this town. So I think I don't know. I think he might have used Texas that night because the Celtics, I think, were playing Texas in the NBA Finals. So it was a way to get heat.
Yeah.
And, he used like the Intrepid Traveler, and that was a fun night, man. Oh, me in London. Ask London, true story. He set off the smoke detector taking a shower.
He did the smoke detector taking a shower because he's that hot.
I don't know what he did. I was just, I wasn't in the shower with Michael Hayes, but that guy just set off the smoke detector full heat. Then he comes out. He's like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe lower your showers there, pal.
Well, I guess the heat does help after a grueling battle, on the muscles and stuff there. So Paul London will be joining us live on this podcast. Maybe as early as Thursday. We don't know. I've reached out to Paul. Paul texted me the other day, so we're looking forward to that. It's always going to be a joy having him on the podcast. Again, if you're new to the channel, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, share with your friends and family, hit the likes, join and become a member because we're going to go live in the members only section. And of course, remember, if you want to do a masterclass in character development in wrestling, I am hosting those now exclusively. It'll be private on Zoom. It's $50 a week, and you never know who my special guest is going to be with me to help you bring out the best you and discover who your character is, the character that's going to win you over in the indies and potentially get you a look at in the big leagues. And it's going to be a lot of fun, and we just launched that today. So if you're interested, use the email address. It's in the description of the channel, or leave a comment underneath this video when it finally publishes, and we will get you in the class. It'll be once a week. So, Bodacious Suave, will you be joining us every so often just to audit the class, just to be there in the background?
I don't know. I don't know if I could add any. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. 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 I don't know.
Thank you so much, Mike, for that comment. He says this is the best podcast and real one out there. I thank you. I appreciate that, Mike. I know you've been here since the beginning, and we want to thank you for that. We want to thank all of our subscribers, all of our viewers, all of our regular viewers.
I will admit, like, when it comes to characters, I can only think of myself.
Mm-hmm.
The name Bodacious Suave, like, there's a story of how I came up with that name, but I mean, I would have trouble. I think I would have trouble sitting with someone and trying to figure you out and what's your comfort. Like, I don't have any background on that, right?
Well, that's where I'm going to come in. One of the things I've always done, in fact, I used to do it too much. I used to give of myself too much to people in the past. For those who don't know, I also do marketing. I do that as my day job. So I do marketing. I'm a writer. I worked in Hollywood. I was a performer. I went to study performing arts. All of the above, did commercials, what have you. But I've always looked at it, how could I improve that person over there? Not improve them, but like in terms of a character, how could I flesh that person out more? How could I give that person a tagline? Oftentimes I see a lot of the wrestlers, a lot of the indies, not all of them. There are some tremendous talent out there, but I've seen the odd few here and there, and I'm just like, that doesn't resonate. That doesn't connect with the crowd. You're missing the point. You look like you're acting. And that's what you need to eliminate to be a professional wrestler. To be a convincing character, you got to look like you're telling the truth. It can't look like an act. And you can't just go in front of a pro. How many guys walk out? Think about this, Bodacious Suave, and think about this, viewers. How many guys walk through a curtain and the first thing they do is go, like an idiot? Why you go? Is your character a caveman? What the hell is it? Think about Undertaker walk through the curtain, stoic. Steve Austin just marched to the ring. He didn't walk out and go, and when you're cutting a promo, why are you pacing back and forth? What's with the pacing when you're cutting a promo, right? You're not Earthquake. He did that. He wanted to, but so many pitfalls that I've seen that I think I can just help course correct with the legends work with and friends with. Just course correct that so we get better talent on the indies, which equates to what? better talent in the Masters.
What's your take on like cheesy face paint? That drives me up a wall.
It's only needed if the character, like the Legion of Doom, they demanded it because that was their character, like Demolition. But if you're just applying face paint for the sake of applying face paint, then you're just
because right today there's no characters, right?
No, hardly.
You get this.
Of course, there's us, the greatest, most interesting tag team of all time, the Victorians.
The best. Okay, I thought you meant me. I was like, well, I know I'm the best, good looking.
Hey,
I don't even need a tag team partner. I don't even need it. I'm going solo. I'm going on a solo run. I'm bigger. I'm better looking. I'm stronger. I got the total package.
Hey, we both have the total. I'm not denying it. I'm saying, look, I got the tag team division. I got that handled, right? The Victorians. Any of our fans interested in knowing who the Victorians are, my Instagram handle is right there under my name on the screen.
You don't have a belt, though.
Listen. It's like the days of old. Did we need the belt when I have 5 palatial manas, when I have several Rolls Royce and a jet airplane? Do I need to have a belt? No, I don't. I'm just simply here to bring back the glory days of professional wrestling, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Family.
What's that? Well, listen, Uncle Paul doesn't send anything to my mom and I. My mom, his sister Lynn, he doesn't send any money our way. Uncle Paul, certainly now he's not going to.
No, he's trying to live off. Selfish. Forgets where he comes from, right?
He did forget where he comes from. In fact, that's why he put away the blue blood. He put it away, and that was the biggest mistake he ever made, putting it away.
I bet you if he came out to that, he would be so over. Can you imagine?
Who?
Your Uncle Paul.
If he came out to what?
Blue blood, like next week on Raw.
Oh, he would, because it would take people back in time to when wrestling actually meant something, because the characters connected to the audience.
That's what I mean.
They actually cared about doing that back then.
Yeah, I think that would be like, you know what? I would like to see that.
Well, you can see it in a much more refined fashion when you come and see the Master Emir perform. That's when you get to see it live, pal.
You just got to work on your tan there, pal.
I am very tanned, as everybody can see right now. I spend time every day tanning a little bit because I get to ground at the same time for healing. And the sun produces vitamin D in the skin, which is great for the immune system. So I do it for variable reasons, not just the aesthetics. I do it for more than just that. And it also gets me outside, time in nature, time away from this ridiculous cell phone that I sometimes feel like I want to throw against the wall and watch it smash. So it gets me away from all these things. Gives me peace of mind. Anyway, any closing statements, Bodacious Suave? I'm going to close it right at 2-hour marks. We got an hour. We got a minute and 30 seconds left.
I had a great time tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. Taking the time out of your evenings and spending with us. That really does mean the world to me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we want to say thank you to everyone who joined us here. Again, keep sharing it with your friends and family. Keep encouraging others to subscribe and make sure they tune back in. Make sure you come back with us live on Thursday, same time, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 Eastern. We will be with our co-star Rico Constantino, the stylist himself, and a mystery special guest. It's going to be one of 3 or 4 people, so stay tuned for that. And load up on your super chats, your super thanks, your super stickers, and make sure you've got your questions ready to go because we will answer them live on the air. We appreciate each and every one of you. For those who haven't yet done it, hit the subscribe, hit the likes. You know what you got to do. So, and apart from that, I want to give all glory to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, Yeshua. For without Him, none of this would be possible. He is the guiding light in all that Matthew and I do, and we do this for the glory of the kingdom of God. We want to be the best in the professional wrestling field for exactly that reason, to put out the best content till we glorify God through it. So I want to say thank you to that.
Thank you, Daniel. Daniel M4332. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for that. And from us here on Power and Glory, the Masters of Wrestling, this is the Master Amir. He is the Bodacious Suave. We'll see you on Thursday. God bless.